Hi, so what I have here is another Terelax foot and calf massager. And for the most part, this is mainly a calf massager because if your feet is too big, actually, it feels a little bit too awkward when it's doing the kneading. And it actually hurts somewhat if it's, feels like it's actually squishing your feet. So you don't necessarily want to use this for your feet, or you have to position your feet a certain way. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. So I tend to use this more as a calf massager. And I would say for really large people, like maybe people, above 170 pounds, that this might not be a really suitable foot and calf massager for you just because the sizing is just not going to be right. So the other thing I didn't like about this is that this kickstand, while it's nice that it doubles as a kind of like handlebar, and it should be a kickstand that where you could put it on the floor and kind of massage your calf. It just doesn't have the right measurements because this kickstand is not really all that adjustable. But also at the same time, this knob here only turns one way. So what ends up happening is that it'll get caught in here and you'll keep on having to unplug the plug just so you could rotate this kickstand. So this kickstand doesn't pull back. So I'm trying to pull it this direction and it doesn't pull back. It only goes this way. And you can imagine right now, right there is when, okay, it's not going to loop through that cord. So also if you use it as a kickstand and you kind of put this vertical, it's just not the right measurements where it will align with your calf, because everyone's calf is different. But I find that even for, so I'm a pretty short guy, 5'7", and even for that, the calves really doesn't align. Your ankles are really right here, and then it's just really kind of your lower calf. It just doesn't seem like it works out too well. Anyway, enough talking. I am gonna power this on, and I'm gonna show you, massaging of the foot. So just to give you some of the close-up of this, and you never want to use your bare feet here because you're just going to have dead skin all over, even though this is a removable zipper here where you could actually wash this. You don't want dead skin around this, so wear socks, wear something where your dead skin's not going to get stuck on this, even though you could vacuum it. So what I normally do is I use a vacuum and I just vacuum, whatever lint I have. But back to this Terelax. So the nice thing about this Terelax, and I've reviewed a couple of different ones because I was going to buy these for gifts, is that the good about this particular one is that these are nice and soft and cushiony. There was one that I bought that actually had, a hard plastic sticking out that would eat into your, your skin. And I had to return that particular one, whereas these are all, coated in like very flexible cushion and soft, soft material, so it doesn't eat into your skin. So that's the good thing about this Terelax brand, is I could rely on that, this being just soft. Now let me just put my foot in it. So the other thing is the heat here. These don't work. These are just kind of, I tend to think it's BS, that there's actually a heat setting. So I could turn this on, and there's no way there's any sort of heat difference, whether it's even a single degree difference. Now there are other ones where there's like LED lights that are red, but there still isn't any heat that come with this. So if you're gonna buy these, unless it's like over $300, I suspect the heat actually doesn't even work. Also the modes, there's really no modes. They all feel the same because they all go forward and then they'll all go reverse. Now the speed actually does have 3 settings, and most of these do have 3 settings for the speed. The time, you could increase the time by minutes. So those are the limited settings that are on here. So for the most part, it is a one setting sort of massager with different speeds. So I am going to speed this up and I'm going to show you. So actually, let me put my feet in here so you can actually see a contrast. Now you notice I angle my feet because if I straighten it out, it'll actually hurt. Like right now, it's like just squeezing my feet, and that actually kind of hurts. So I actually put it out a little bit more, overhanging that tip there, so that that's actually nearly the right size or the right you know, kind of angle for my foot. So it is kind of awkward when it's doing the feet itself. Now I'm going to speed up the speed here so you can see. So this is the second speed. And this is what I mean by do not, you know, use your bare foot where you're exposing your skin. You want to wear socks or wear something where you're not going to have, you know, dead skin all over it once you use it. So I'm going to speed it up to the fastest speed here. So you can see that's level 3. And it actually went in reverse. So now this doesn't feel too bad. This actually feels pretty decent, but you'll notice you'll have to position your feet, you know, the right way so that it's not squeezing it. If it's squeezing it, it actually kind of hurts. So just keep that in mind, that, you know, not everyone's foot's going to be the same. I tend to think that this is probably more suitable for women, more so than for men. And now I'm going to take my foot out, and you know, and also I'm going to put my calf on this, and I want to say that most of the time you're going to have to use this lying flat, and not using the kickstand. The kickstand really doesn't help much. So what I mean by lying flat is, you know, you're going to be putting this unit on the floor, and you yourself are going to be sitting on the floor, or on the couch. So for example, I'm going to put my calf here. And so it's going to need the calf a little bit. Now one thing that's a drawback of this is it does not come with a remote control. So the other one I reviewed does come with a remote control, and it is a Terelax. And I'll probably end up returning this one for that other one, because I just find that other one is better, and it doesn't have the kickstand because the kickstand itself is kind of useless anyway. But that does have somewhat more modes. But overall, it's kind of the same. So here I'm just you know, giving you another angle. So you really do have to push your calves deep into the machine itself, because there's actually rollers here at the bottom, and you're not gonna get the full effect of it or feeling of it without pushing your, you know, your calves into it. And you can only really do that by lying down on the floor or lying down on the couch and putting this particular thing, massager, right in the middle of your sofa. And you will need an extension cord, because the extension cord itself is only 5 feet. So right here, just to give you a better look. And it does feel pretty good. You know, whether it's worth $100, I mean, it's probably not worth $100, but it is worth, you know, the $80 or so. So if you catch this on sale, which I have for about $80, and I will have the links in the description area below under this video. So, but I do want to give you, so right now I'm actually lying down on the floor itself. So I do want to give you like an accurate description here, and you could kind of see, you know, what's it doing, what it actually is doing. I mean, it's okay, but I mean, it's not, I wouldn't say it's amazing. You know, it's okay. So, I would say, yeah, it's worth $80, $85. But if it's over $110, you know, I'll probably think it wasn't all that worth it. So just to give you an angle here. And I don't know if... So this particular one doesn't have a reverse. So I also will have a, you know, a link to the other video of the other Terelax that I reviewed, and also the other Life Pro one that I reviewed, which does also have a kickstand that goes back and forth, so that, you know, you're not gonna cross through the cord like this one does. And actually, I want to show you what I mean by that, because maybe that isn't exactly clear. So I'm going to turn this off, and I'm trying to adjust the kickstand here, right? Except that, you know, because this only goes one way, you know, now the cord is in the way, you know, so I have to unplug it and unwrap it. It's not like I could pull it back and flip it through the other way so that the kickstand is against the floor like that. So unfortunately, you know, I'm gonna have to unplug this, and notice when I unplug it, now I have to pull the wire through. So yeah, it's a very, you know, the hassle factor alone of dealing with a wire of this kickstand not being able to do that, which is insane design. I can't imagine. So now, for example, it's straight up, right? And I simply want to tilt it a little bit more by pulling it up, but I can't do that. I have to finish rotating it all the way through like this, because once again, it doesn't go back down the other way. So in order for me to tilt it how I think I should have it, like suppose like this, right? Except that now, once again, the cord is underneath. So I have to pull it through, you know, because it doesn't turn the other way. So I hope you got why that's a little bit frustrating. So you could see what I mean here by putting the calves down. Like if I was seated in my sofa here, and let me bring it over to show you. You know, what kind of angle do you think that is? Where, you know, so it's just not the right angle. And even if I put it a little bit higher and taller, it's just still not right. You know, so this thing is meant to be used lying on the floor with your, you know, butt on the floor, and you are you know, pushing, you know, seated on the floor and pushing your calf and shin, you know, against these rollers at the bottom. So, you know, I hope that gives you a pretty accurate description of what you're dealing with here. And the reason why I'm mentioning all of this is because these things are $130 or so. And so, you know, if you're going to spend that much money, you know, you really do want to know what you're getting. So there you go. You know, I'm just rambling at this point, so hopefully that's good info, and I hope this helps. And please subscribe to this channel, and thank you so much for watching.